So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is our Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 18 and in this video we continue with our game. But before we continue with our game, I have to say I messed up again. First of all, I want to make over the week one day break or so, and then after the break I get ill and I wasted a lot of time now, so that my time management is screwed. That happens and that's more realistic. So what that means that, so first of all, let's go here to itch.io page, game jams, and here we know that my goal was, before this epic mega game jam starts, I wanted to release a very simple game. And how many times left? You can see it now. I have 3 times left to finish this game and release it. And probably I will just concentrate now on the core system. So the creative part, which is normally also very important, I will skip, but at least let's try to release the core system. All right, that's the first thing. The second thing is I will not use the endless runner creator, which I all time showed you, and the reason for that it is just too complicated because now I have very less time, and to make all it from scratch with simple, let's say very simplified, it's faster. And instead of trying to explain you all what the person used in his endless runner creator, because he used there also something like a management system, which is absolute overkill for our little project. What I mean with management system is a level manager who is handling the datas, and this kind of stuff we don't need. We have a kind of level manager, which is just our game mode. The game mode will manage our, let's say, most part of the level. And yeah, so we don't need a manager separately. He needed a manager because he had different game types. He had to choose, set up all the values and so on. In our case, we all can skip that. And that's why we will make it very simple. What I mean with very simple is, we set up all this kind of stuff of code here. And then we used here this open level setup. We will still use this open level setup, but we will create our own level this time. And to give you an overview again here, my short random planning. First of all, I opened this one up. This is my overview, my high level overview. Here we have our widget. The first block we finished. Now we jump into this gameplay block, and here we have to do this. And you see, we have anyway not so much to create. That's good because we make a very simple game, but still 3 days must be finished anyhow. The next thing is, so how what I'm doing in gameplay is, I can show you this here. So first of all, I show you this one. This was the widget here. More or less we was finished with this widget. That's fine. But now we are doing this one here, which is, when I show them here side by side, which is just, let's make it so, which is just, so we jump here down to the game play block. This is now, that's why I called it here game play on the top. And now I made here 3 sub blocks, because these are not the tasks, these are sub blocks, because then later I have to make here some task. And first of all, you can see I want to start with level design. That means to create this walls, this perps. That's what we need for a level design. Very simple. There's 2 walls actually, and perhaps a standard default map perhaps, so that we have also the sky at least instead of nothing. Then I don't need to set up also too much. Who knows? And yeah, then next thing, gameplay widget. This is the widget which we are using, for example, for our score and something like that. And live and gameplay coding at least. So all after we have these 2 things, all things need of course to be coded as well. So that's my simple plan, straightforward. And of course we start here with level design. And yeah, that's it for this planning. Very simple, and we can just dive into, right? So what we do is what we have. We check first what we have. What we have so far. Let me click this away. Let's start here. So you can see this is the that was the first block, this game menu in my planning, and we finished this widget. Very simple, of course. If I would have time, I would add here more creative things, but I think I skipped that. And now when I press play, then I have to open up the level, which I have not set up now. So we need a level, or let's say not normally not, but I make a new map, and this new map will be gameplay map separately from this level game main menu map here. And normally not needed, but it's more straightforward and easy. That's why I make it. So let's do this first. So we go here to our game, we go to our levels, and this was my main menu map. And now I create here, I go to levels, select this, and I call this one map gameplay. So that was my planning. And of course I saved this, and what we need is we open up this gameplay, save selected what we have so far. Okay, now we are in my gameplay, and you can see we can use theoretically our game mode main menu as well here, but I make it simple for the gameplay. I create a game mode gameplay, so a separate game mode for this game mode gameplay map. So they are not on all things on the same level. This is not really I mean, you don't have to do this, but I make this because it's straightforward and easy, but not efficient probably. I mean, if you want just use one game mode, it's more efficient than use two. But in my case, creating one new game mode, it's even better. I have already created here one. Let's create here one new. All right, so let's make here this setup, go to game mode again, and here. All right, we go here to blueprints to create a game mode, and then you can go here directly to this game mode to base here and click on this one. I call this very simple GM for game mode, and gameplay for the gameplay map. So you can see I call all the GMs like the map names. That's easy to know where I am. The only difference is this prefix GM, and the other has map. So with that said, we save that and we use that. How we use that here? We can assign it here now. We have here on the right side this drop down when you are set in world settings, and here is GM gameplay, which I just created. Here are the default values which we have to change. Some of them perhaps we will see it later. All right, we save this again, so that's cool. The next thing, why is this not say here? Save. All right, so this one is saved as well, and then the next step is we need, of course, calling this new created map. How we call this? We call it from our main menu map. So which will means I switch. I don't have to switch, but let's switch back to our main menu map. And our main menu map, when I start it, you will see this widget will start. And with this widget, I will press here play. And then I want that this button play opens up my new level. That is our next step. Let's do this one here. So which means I go here to the widget because I need the widget now. Because we need this play button because we want click on it. So here's the play button. Here when I scroll down, here's the viewport, and you can see this setup I just keep for later. Perhaps I need it, perhaps not. If I don't need it, I will delete it, but right now it can stay there. And then we make just open level because we open the level which we created by name. So I choose open level by name. And I call it that what I called my map. My map name was map underscore gameplay. Of course, if you don't know it, what the name is, just watch it. Like so. Here, let's make it sure that it's right, because the name must be here very important. The name which you are typing in must be exactly what you have here. One easy way to get it right is all time you can press here F2, but don't write it, just press Control. Copy this one and then you can paste it here if you want to avoid typing. And that will be exactly the same thing, or you just type it in. Depends how you like it. And let's call this here comment and open level gameplay. Gameplay. That's nice. We did this. Okay. And let's see. All right. So that's okay so far. And we can compile save and we can fast test. Here we are. It opens. So far is all working. Nice. Very simple setup. And we are in the gameplay. So the point is, I'm in gameplay, but oops, I want to use the default map. And I think there is a new thing. Normally what you can do is, you can do normally this one, you're going to click File, here on top, New Level, and then you can go to this basic here, and then just delete the, and then just use it. And I created an empty here. But the new system is, you can just create this, the same thing here, what you can see here, also from here with when I find this tool, I forget of course where it is. There is a tool which is now creating exactly the same thing. And because I don't know where this tool is, and I don't want to waste time with finding this tool, because that will take build yeah, because I don't want to waste time, what I do is just create new level. Let's create here this level. Let's make this one here and save this level and use this instead. But before we use this one, let's delete the other one because I want to use the name here. So I have to set up this one more time. Okay, there is a tool where you can create all this kind of stuff very easy. But here I make here save current level as, and you can see this is another way how you can make the level. So you are here at the level stage, and now I save this level like before, only that I have opened up already this level, and just go to save current level as map and gameplay. And we save it, and here I assign again my game mode, to which I created before, gameplay. So that's it. It's the same like before. So I have now this one, and to test this we are switching now back to our, first of all let's save all first, and we're switching back to our main menu map. And when I click start here, play, and you can see I am here. It's empty, but we are here and it's working. All right, so which means we can more or less start a little bit with our level design. For that we go to gameplay, and the first thing what we need here is a player start. Right, we make a player start, and the player start, which I explained to you in the last video, that was also a special case for which he set up, probably because he needed this for selecting the game menu and then assigning a player. In our case, we make it very simple. That was absolute overpowered actually for our use, because what we have to do is just go here on top, find this player start. Anywhere here is player start, I don't know, and all time when I don't know where it is, I go here to all classes and start to type play on top. When you start typing, it pops up this menu automatically, where you can type whatever you want. So I started typing, and player start, and then you will find player start. I click on it, and now we have a player start. All right, that's very fine. We can put it where we want. And when you select the player start and press end, then it snaps to the on the ground. You can see it. Let's demonstrate again. Press end, and it snaps exactly on the ground. That's good. That's a good thing. All right, with that said, we can start here again, and you can see now I will start probably from the setup where I set the player start. And yeah, with that said, we can go and do a little bit more. These symbols are annoying me a little bit. That's why let's push them here a little bit. This side, they're not so important right now. So we have a floor, we have a player start, and we want to do what? The next thing what we want to do is start with our level design, which is very simple. I want just make here the same thing like this runner here a wall, and then I will jump from the wall to another wall. How we make this in a very simple way? First of all, let's delete our floor because we don't need a floor. We just could, perhaps we just keep it for a moment so that we can have our orientation a little bit, but we don't need it. Later I will delete it, but first of all I go here on top. Here important, I made here an empty folder, right? Which means I have no shapes, no static meshes and anything. Now, if you have already good static meshes, you could import, or you could even use here mega you could even use, if you make a desktop, of course, Quixel Bridge and all this Megascan assets. But in my case, I make a very simple game for a phone, so I want to make something very tiny. So you can import your own assets as well from 3D software, or just go here on top, what I'm doing here. And here are very basic shapes, and I'm using just this one basic shape now. And you can see I start with this one basic shape, which is my wall. The other thing what I do is here I scale this up a little bit. You can see now I simulating a wall. Very nice. I go it high. I press again end here, and now I say okay, we missed some part, one more part. And the part which we are missing is we have to set up probably a camera as well after the player start. But let's finish the wall. Okay, here's the one side. I press Alt, and then when I press Alt to hold it, then I can copy this one here. So I copied this one here, but I'm not sure if I'm using this, but okay. And then I set the player start where I want it, because later the player start will start there where I set it. All right, let's set the player start here. I won't start it on the right wall, perhaps later, after I set up a pawn as well. Alright, my level design starts. It's a very simple one. It's just for testing a little bit, but it's okay. Alright, so there is one more component which we definitely need here to see how this looks like, which is a camera. We have no camera here. Alright, let's add this camera if we will need one. So we go here on top, and again here I go to all classes, or you go directly to the camera if you find. Here is the camera actor actually, but if it's not there, all classes, and then type again camera, and it will pop up. And we need there are different kind of cameras. We need this camera actor, and now we have a camera actor, and you can see it is selected, and here it shows us what we see. Okay, let's I don't know, let's make this one. So this one we have later test in gameplay, but right now we can change it anyway. So that is what I see, and that is what I want to see. And because I don't need this one here, let's see if I can put this one higher, because we don't need the bottom so much. Let's put it so just for test purpose. Let's select the camera. Let's make this bigger probably. Let's scale it. I press R, and then here I make it longer. Same thing. This one I delayed, so I select this one again, and then I press again Alt, so they are all time the same length. Then I don't need to adjust them to be exactly the same. And yeah, and then I can press high end, so they snap on the bottom. Same goes here, and then I press the camera. No, that was not good. The camera is not still set up. It is just placed in the world. So we have to set up the camera as well, so that the camera is used when we press play start. Okay, that's very important too, of course. Let's do this as well. So the problem is when I press start, you can see it. The camera is not actually used. This is the player start. I'm here. It was just a player start position. So this one we adjust later when we create a pawn and something like that, but now not. Now let's make this player start here. All right, let's I mean the camera here. Let's set up the camera. So how we set up a camera? What we need is when we start play, the camera should be selected so that this camera is here, what we can see, and then I can use it, right? So something like that. And this one looks very, very too much away. Something like that. Let's make this one so, and say, yeah, okay, that's okay. That's this adjustment we make later. All right, so how we set up the camera, and I think that's the last thing for this video, and then in the next video we continue with the level design. But for this video, let's set up this camera as well. And the thing what we do is we go to game mode. I think we can set up this in game mode, because like I said, the most things what we do is in game mode, probably, at least to some rules. That's why I go here to the world settings, I find the game mode of this map here, which is my gameplay map. I double click it, I open it up, I dock it here on top. This widget menu I don't need, so here I open up my game menu, game mode, and here in my game mode we don't need the viewport, but we need the event graph. And here at the start, perhaps it's also not the right place to do it here, I will see it later, but normally it's for test purpose we can start all time here. So what I want to do is this camera here, I want started. First of all, of course, I need this camera. Anyhow, I need a reference to this camera, and let's get all actors of class, and let's write here camera actor, and let's get a copy. And we know that at this point, we have talked about this many times, so I hope you know what this is. And you can even avoid this if you want, but in my case, I want to make it fast, straightforward. This will work, and it's a very simple game. It will not break anything. And this happens anyway only one time at start, so this will also not load anything dramatically. This load thing here, the actors here in the scene are limited, so I know this will have not a big issue for my performance. That's why I can use it. And here, let's continue with this one. So here I selected the camera actor. This is the class, but it will find now all the camera actors in my class, and there is only one, and that's why I know it is the first one here in this array, because here we have an output of an array. It will select the first one. The first one is my camera. And yeah, we have the camera, and if you want, you can make here right click from this point, promote to this variable. But do we need the camera setting up for anything else? No, normally not. But you can do it. I don't do it. I just use it. And what I need here is I need something else. This was just to get the camera. Here is just to get the camera. If you want, you can promote this to a variable and use the variable later. Let's do it. This is the standard way what many do. And here now I have a variable. Let's go here to the variable section and call this ref camera. I call it reference to camera, so I know it's a reference to the camera. Let's call it a comment. Let's write it here. Get camera from scene. Something like that. So we know that's this. And now with that, what I need is the player controller. I'm using right now the default player controller. So perhaps we change it later to our default, to our custom one, but right now let's use it. And if I change it, I just copy the code which I need here. So let's get here, get player controller, which is this one. We get the player controller, the default one, and we say what we need is camera viewport or something like that. I don't know what this is called. Blend camera. Blend. Oh no. Set view target with blend. This one. We need this one. And this why player? I don't know. It says player anything. This one here, set view target with blend. And this node is very important, and the reason why that is because this one is just saying which camera you want. And of course here you must specify which camera you want. And is this one here, or did I make the wrong one? I think it is this one here, I hope. If not, we will see it in a moment. All right, so we set here the viewport, and here we have some settings which we are not so interested in, but you can test it how the blending is. But right now we are not really interested in blending. We are more interested in just getting the camera, because if you have different kind of cameras, you can blend from one camera to another with some smoothing in, out, and something like that. We don't care, we won't just use it. All right, so I just use this. And the next thing what I need probably here is testing. But first of all, write a comment. Use camera in viewport. In scene. Not in viewport, in scene. Alright, we use this camera in the scene now, which is our camera here. Should be this camera here. There is one more. I think I forgot to reset this ratio. I'll show you what this is in a moment. So when I go here, save all, and test this, it looks almost good, but not really, because you can see here black lines, right? And if I stop this, because that is now the camera view, what is this bubble there? I don't know what the bubble there was. But important is we need set one more setting here. When you select this camera, then in details panel, you switch the camera details panel, and here is something like ratio. Yes. Here aspect ratio, and we don't want to use that. To deactivate there is anywhere an option who says don't use it when I know where it is again. Oh my god, the searching thing is okay. Where is this? Let's see. I have the general actor. It wasn't at once, I think. But here in at once. Oh man, let's go all here. And then where is that? Aspect ratio. I want just deactivate this aspect ratio. Okay, let's write here ratio again. Aspect. Here, I don't know where it was, but here, this camera option, this constraint aspect ratio, deactivate this one. And if you do this, then all this ratio settings of the camera is gone. All right, I waste more time by searching options than doing the coding. Interesting. All right, so with that said, when we start now, you can see now it's the no aspect ratio. We have no here side any black box and something like that that we want, right? So that's cool. And I think that is the first step with our level design setup. So our next goal is here, of course, set up a little bit more the pawn. We have to set up a player because we need for the level also the player, and we need, of course, testing this. We have set up only here two walls, but we have to test this level design as well. Right now it's just setting up, but that's okay for this step. And yeah, with that said, I stop here. If you have any questions or any complaints, like all time, write it in the comments. And I will probably make a little bit more videos now because I have so less time during these 3 days here, so that I can really get finished this project. So yeah, with that said, bye, good luck, and like all time, never give up, have fun, bye.